first up for Star Wars is the Acolyte. I think I pronounced that right. So this series is, they didn't give a date, I don't think, but it's supposed to be a mystery thriller set in the High Republic era, close to the end of it, where the dark side is starting to be more powerful. So this could be a different take on Star Wars, a little bit from the perspective of the dark side. So that could be very interesting to see them do that. They never really done that in the movies per se. I don't know. I don't know much about this era because, as you know, I'm still kind of new to Star Wars. I wasn't on board at first, but I'm growing to love it. So this is really interesting. It's supposed to be directed by... Who is it directed by? I didn't write it down. I think this was the... I don't know. I'm thinking of something, but I might be wrong about that. But yeah, that's coming. Also, we have Visions. It's an anthology series that is supposed to be all animated, or it's supposed to be actually anime from big anime creators. They're working together and making their version of Star Wars in an anime form, which sounds amazing. I want to see what they do with Jedis and lightsabers, and what their concept of Mandalorians are. This is going to be interesting. Oh, they do Chewbacca too. So that's going to be like super interesting. I'm not going to lie. Because I've seen what anime has done with like Marvel characters. Really crazy. They did with this thing with X-Men. Super interesting and super crazy. Anime tends to find a new angle on stuff that you didn't realize was right there in your face and just blows it out of proportion into this amazingly new world. I am super excited to see that. They also announced a Droid Story. It's an animated series following R2-D2 and C3PO. I don't know. I always mess up on saying his name. And they say there's some mystery hero also involved that you learn about. That one, I mean, R2-D2 is iconic, but he just beeps. And you're really there for C3PO to hear him talk in his way. He's way more iconic to me. But being that it's animated, it gives them a lot more leeway, it gives them a lot more things they'll be able to do, which really cool. They could tell really good stories. Wow, I just realized how much stuff, Star Wars stuff, Disney Plus is about to put out in the next like 2 to 3 years. Oh, this is gonna be crazy. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. I'm not saying I'm super in love with the Droid Story series, but it's going to be interesting to check out. The other series, Andor, of course, it's the Cassian Andor series that they talked about. We found out it's coming 2022. We already know they kind of cast that. They've been shooting it. They actually have a sizzle reel, so I'm going to watch that right quick and tell you my thoughts on that. Oh, they going hard. They going hard on this show. It definitely looks just as good as The Mandalorian. That cinematic look is keeping up there. They say they're doing it like it's a film. Like, yes, we understand it's a series, but we're preparing for it like it's a film, not slacking. A lot of costumes. I guess they said 12 episodes, I think he said. That might get condensed down, because Mandalorian was on like 8 episodes, so they might condense that down. I know it's supposed to be like a spy thriller. Very new for Star Wars. Like I said, they're trying to take these in a lot different direction, show different sides of Star Wars, which I really appreciate. And of course, there's no Skywalkers there, so I love that part as well. But super interesting. Definitely gonna check that out. Watch a couple episodes. That might be more interesting than I thought it was gonna be. Like, I heard about it and I was like, all right, you're gonna do this, whatever. But no, it seemed very, very interesting to see the kind of, not so much underbelly, but the espionage side of Star Wars. Very enlightening, because we already saw the Senate side where we're doing all the government stuff. Might as well see some spy stuff too. So definitely interested in that. They also announced the Lando series. Yes, Lando has his own series. Super excited for this. They gave me no information. It was like, hey, we're making a Lando series. That's all the information you get. Yes, we heard rumors about it, but they finally announced it. They gave us a logo, and that's all we got. That's all we know about this, and I'm so excited for something I know very little about. Only because there's a possibility that what's his name, Billy D. Williams might come back. There's a possibility he might come back. And then there's a possibility that we might get Donald Glover back as well. I can see people are throwing around the idea of Billy D. Williams narrating Donald Glover's adventures as Billy D. Williams talk about being old Lando, talking about things he did back in the past. That would be awesome if that was the case. Super on board for that, but we have to wait and see what other pieces we get from Lando casting and all that good stuff. I would say in probably maybe 4 or 5 months we'll start hearing it, maybe sooner. Usually Hollywood takes a break in January, so news probably be scarce in January. This podcast is going to be so long. We're already 30 minutes in and we still have a chunk of stuff. Anyway, I was just looking at the time. I hope y'all like long podcasts, because this one's going to be a doozy. But we'll probably find out some more information maybe 2 or 3 months. Super excited for it, though. They also announced Rangers of the New Republic series. They say it's supposed to be in the same timeline as The Mandalorian. This is one of the series that's in the same timeline as The Mandalorian. I don't know what this one's going to be about. They really didn't give a lot of information on this one either. We just got a logo. I think we know that's in the Mandalorian time frame. And we're supposed to assume that Cara Dune is supposed to be a part of this, because I know they were talking about giving her own spin-off show. But that could be it, or that could not be it. So once again, another show we have to sit back and wait to learn more about. And just in case if you lost count, that's 6 series so far that Star Wars are planning to put out on Disney Plus. The next series, another one that is tied to The Mandalorian, and another one that I am super excited about now that I heard about it. Ahsoka. Ahsoka is getting a series called Ahsoka. So Ahsoka Tano, aka one of the coolest Jedi so far in this last couple years. She's getting her own show. We're basically assuming that her show will be focused around her trying to find Thrawn. I think I pronounced that right. As she did in the episode of The Mandalorian. Rosario Dawson will be reprising her role as Ahsoka, so that's super great. Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni will be producing both Ahsoka's show and Rangers of the New Republic. They're both going to be heavily involved with those 2 shows. I can see them probably being more involved in a lot more Star Wars stuff after The Mandalorian success, definitely down the road. So I'm super excited about this show. We got a logo. We're guessing it's going to come out in 2023. So it's going to be a time away. Super excited for this show as well. Like I said, that episode of Ahsoka was amazing. She was really good. Little sketchy on the fighting, but with more practice, she'd be spot on. And now that she has her own show, she definitely get that practice time. We'll definitely see more of her. Super excited for that. Another show they gave us kind of an update on is Bad Batch. They actually gave another sizzle reel, so we're going to watch that right quick, and I'll come back with my thoughts on that. Okay, that was cool. It's animated. I forgot to say that to you guys if I didn't say it. It's like the Clone Wars animation, kind of 3D, computer generated. Still looks good. Looks cool. I am not 100% sure if these are bad guys or good guys. I am very confused, but very intrigued, very interested. I thought it was clones that branched away from the Empire and that are fighting against the Empire now. But I see some Empire guys. I'm not 100% sure, but it looks cool. Definitely going to check it out. There's so much stuff for me to learn in Star Wars. I am super excited for that. But that looks cool. I am super behind on the Clone Wars series. Like, I think I stopped at season 5. I need to go back to that to finish that off. That definitely will help me in these new shows because they're kind of more based around that time frame and with those characters and what's going on at that time. But yeah, super excited for this. This looks good. Let me know how you feel about that. The last series we're going to talk about is the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. They gave us some updates on that. We found out that Hayden Christensen is coming back to play Anakin, aka Darth Vader. Spoilers if you didn't know that. Some people don't. I'm your father. Yeah, he's coming back to play in the live action. People are saying that he might be coming back for flashbacks, might actually be in the Darth Vader helmet, but they did say Darth Vader, and we all know that James Earl Jones is the voice of Darth Vader, so that's going to be interesting to see how they do that. I know people really put him down for the prequels and stuff like that, and I watched the prequels. He wasn't that great in it. He had moments, but he wasn't that great in it all the time. But touche to him. Interested to see they get him back. Interested to see what they do it. I know they're back on track with the Obi-Wan Kenobi show because I know it had problems. It was supposed to be shooting already by now, but I guess they couldn't get the scripts right and it felt too much like The Mandalorian, so they wanted to go back and change some stuff. So that's super interesting. There is another show that was announced, not during the Disney Plus, so we're not going to talk about it here, but you will hear me talk about it later in a review of the last episode of the Mandalorian season finale. So check back that probably be out Thursday. It was supposed to be out earlier, but I got busy. So it'll probably come out Thursday. They've only did one Star Wars movie, and that is Rogue Squadron. Yes, Rogue Squadron is going to be a X-Wing pilots movie about that squad that basically took down what is that called? Shot down the big bad ball from the Empire. I just blanked on the name. I'm sorry. I just blanked on the name of it. What is it? The Dark Star? Star Destroyer? Yeah, I think it's the Star Destroyer. That took that down. The really interesting thing is, though, Patty Jenkins is going to be directing this movie. So this is going to be the first female-led Star Wars movie. First female-directed Star Wars movie in the history. So that is super interesting. We see what she did with Wonder Woman. We're going to see what she did with Wonder Woman 84. So I think it's in good hands. I think she is a great director and she'll do something really good with this. This is a movie she says she's been looking to make for a while. She wanted to make a airplane fighter pilot movie because her dad was a fighter pilot and he died, and she wants to do him the honor of making a movie, which is beautiful. So there's passion there. You got to do it with passion. So I'm super excited for that. I'm not even the biggest Star Wars fan, and I'm excited for it. It's supposed to be coming out December 22nd, 2023. So it lets you know that Star Wars, at least the movies, are going to take quite a bit of a break before we get another one, which I think they need it, because after that Last Jedi or the Rise of Skywalker, I think we need a break from it. And that's all of the Star Wars news we have for that. What's up, guys? That was just a small clip from my podcast. If you want to check out the full podcast, go ahead and go over to Anchor and search Black Geek Cool Podcast, or hit up Spotify, Stitcher, Pocket Cast, or anywhere podcasts can be found. Also, you can look in the description of this video, and I'll have a link to where you can go directly to the podcast. Thanks for listening, guys, and I'll talk to you in the next one.